Get up, my world is with my girls, living on the dance floor.
Welcome back to Leave It on the Dance Floor. I hope everybody's listening because today, Elliana Walmsley is here, one of the original minis that came into Dance Moms and changed the world. Yes.
So nice to me.
I am a nice person.
Well,
It's
I
not
know
on the show.
I know you just
I make a TV show.
You're complimenting me.
Of course. You were great, little mini. I had a half-hour private with you then. I stayed in their room for 2.5 hours.
I think it was even longer than that.
It was late for my meeting that I drove to Anaheim and had a meeting, and they didn't show up because I was too late. I just switched it from like lunch to dinner later. What was the big deal? And they were like, no, it's too late.
They were pissed? Oh, dang.
They were more than that.
Oh.
It was for dance.
And that's my fault.
It was a dance floor line. You screwed it all up. Yeah. All right, Elliana.
Yes.
Dance Moms.
Yes.
You watched it on television.
I was literally such a huge fan of the show. It was so bad to the point where I would like watch way too many clips on YouTube. My mom was like, you have to stop. Like, this is all weird. Like, you're watching too much. It was just all I did all day, every day. So when I found out there was like a chance that we mainly did it as a joke. You guys put out like a flyer, I think, where like new team, like casting. I even remember first time I met you. Do you remember when you came to World Dance Pageant and you did like, I was there.
That's going on right now. I have students.
Oh, is it actually?
Right now. It's going on today. The interviews and the classes. Yes.
Oh my gosh. Well, I was there and you were like.
Were you in it?
Yes, I did. I got first runner up that year.
Second is the first to lose. Can we all say it together?
No.
Second is the first to lose.
No, guys.
First runner up. What is that crap? That's second. Okay.
I tried my best.
Okay, but wait, were you were in it? You were a mini, a junior?
I was a mini.
So I don't think I judged the minis.
No,
I
don't
judged
think
the
you
juniors and the seniors, and then somebody else did the minis and the teens.
Mm-hmm. But I saw you there, and I asked for a photo with you, and I was so crushed because you were like, yeah, but you have to go really fast. Like, I think you were in a rush, so I understood. But the photo I have, oh my gosh, I'll have to find that. It's like super blurry, and I was like, I just met Abby Lee. Oh my God. And I was like internally freaking out, and I was like physically freaking out to my mom as well too.
But how many years later were you with me every day?
Only like, I think like 1 year. It was like not that long, like 1 year later around there, which is crazy.
Dreams do come true.
No, let me tell you, I manifested being on the show, and here's why. After I auditioned, I didn't make it originally. It was like every single mini in the final cut except for me and that one girl that was like a crybaby. It was everyone but us two.
Okay.
It was like Ari, Alexis. So I was bummed about that from the LA audition. And so I was so sad. But then it's so funny is I went and I started telling people that I was actually on the show, and I wasn't. They were like,
she lied, people.
Guys,
she made it up. How old were you?
I think I was freshly 8. Like freshly 8. I think I just turned 8. And it was so funny because I was in like one ballet class and he was like, tell me a cool fact about yourself. And I was like, I'm on Dance Moms. And I was not.
No, but they filmed the audition. So you probably were on it.
But I said I was in episodes. And then I said this to another group of kids at my school. And they're like, well, where's the episode? And I go, oh, they deleted it. They deleted the episode.
Good answer.
I mean, honestly.
But Elliana, you did come in and you weren't in that first original mini group. You came in like, what, maybe 3 or 4 episodes into that. There was kind of like a little bit of an evolution with those.
Look at my face. I'm shocked. I didn't know that. I thought it was you and Lily.
No.
And Ariana.
No. Remember, you had like, it was this one, I don't even remember. I think her name was Mia or something. She was a lot taller.
There was a girl named Kendall that was
Kendall Faye
on for a week. And then there was
we couldn't have 2 Kendalls. It makes sense.
There was a mother that brought 3 kids with her.
Yes.
And then she
Coco. I love Coco. I'm still friends with her.
They were brats, those kids. I remember them in that, the den where you put your stuff. There were like mirrors and plugs. Yeah. And they were just evil.
Wait, really?
Yes. They were evil to me and to their mother.
Because I've heard different from them. I remember, didn't you put their mom in a monkey suit?
Eliana, you were on the show. Did I have the monkey suit or did production? Come on. See, she's sitting here, people, and all the people listening and watching out there, this kid.
I'm like just as naive as everyone else.
So well-spoken and adorable and sitting here well dressed, and she still thinks it was me. It wasn't me.
Well, that's interesting though.
Why would I have
don't-
time
that
to
was
put your mother in a
never
monkey
aired.
suit? Somebody's mother.
That was never aired.
No, it wasn't, but I
Anybody-
saw photos because I was just with Coco maybe like a month ago, and she was talking about it, and she was explaining to me the whole drama, you know, with Kaylee, like, taking off her jacket. You know, do you remember that? How it was, like, a big thing, how she was, like, too good to wear the jacket, so she, like, took the jacket, but that was all fake
Yeah.
and stuff. Like, from what I heard, that it was, like, she was just, like, hot and asked permission, like, take the jacket off, but they made it look like she was, like, I'm too good for the jacket.
Oh, maybe that's why I thought she was a brat.
Mm-hmm. It was so
Yeah.
I was explaining that. I mean, again, I don't know what's true and what's not. I wasn't there, but it's just so funny how like things get aired so differently on the show than how, I mean, everyone that's been on the show understands that, of course.
Do they? I don't think some of them do.
Really?
Some of them are so twisted they don't get it.
Do you think?
Yeah, and I don't understand
Well, I
why.
know that it's
like
like
the kids were like now the kids are like
Yeah.
so volatile and so angry against me, and I was always fighting for them to
No, I
look
know.
better, to get better costumes, to be better, to not do some stupid dance, to do this dance instead. Like I was always their
No, it wa-
advocate,
yeah, exactly.
always for them to look good. I don't want anyone's ass to look big. I don't want anyone to have a top fall down. I want to put their best foot forward. Why did they not think that? Like,
No, that's another thing that confuses me is how people are constantly going against you like you were the problem because you were not. You're right. You were always advocating for us to have a better experience and like no
and win,
moms fighting.
win.
Yeah, no, literally,
Yes.
which is what it was, you know, the show was all about. You were always trying to help us. It was never, I mean, of course, you have to do stuff for the show. You have to make it interesting.
Well,
So, of course, you'd be like, oh, like, you know, you'd yell at us sometimes, but you have to. That's your job.
Thank
That's
you.
literally
That
your
is my
job.
job. I remember Justin Siwa always coming, do your job, just do your job, just do your job.
I mean, it's
And
true.
then I'm like, okay, you're doing a ballet duet. Whoop, we're good.
And-
It's like, okay, I did my job.
I would have loved to have had a ballet
I know,
duet. Just
I know.
putting that out there. Just putting that out
That
there.
would have been good.
Or a ballet solo, or even if I was in like that one ballet group dance. Remember that Daniel did? It was like the red bow.
Yes.
I
Red
would,
violin.
I would have given
Yes.
anything to be in that group dance. I mean, it gave me a solo, so I'm like, you know, I can't complain. And that was one of my better solos. That remember, Am I Enough? That was good.
I don't know. I just saw some
There's so
clips
many
of you
dances.
the other day, and it was one of your first ones. Because
Was
I
it
think
Sing for You?
I was much more involved than Gianna was. Like I was really in there doing it with you.
Mhm.
You know how I used to have to teach you guys in the lobby
Oh, I remember that.
because
Yeah,
they wouldn't
yeah.
let the minis in the studio?
No.
I'm telling you this. This is how it went. Those mothers and those older kids were so freaked out that these little minis came in because they were hungry. They wanted it. They loved me.
And we were
They-
good.
And they were good. There you go. And they were really good. And I remember teaching you guys in the lobby. I was watching one solo of yours and I was like, oh my God, she's so good. Because I'm watching kids now. You know, I'm
Mhm.
teaching now still
Yeah.
on Zoom and I'm choreographing. And it's like, they were so good. I
I
mean-
will look back and I'll be like, considering like we really did learn those dances in like 2 days, but like, you know, with barely any practice, you know,
And people walking around and light people and sound people and miking you and not miking
cameras
you. And,
all up in our face.
Yes.
And remember, we were so young, we could only film a certain amount of hours. So remember on Pyramid Day would take hours. So by that time, Pyramid was done.
4
we would
hours. 4
of
hours
just
to film the pyramid. of
standing there.
And
Oh,
we could have been dancing.
but then see, by the time Pyramid was over, we wouldn't have any time to learn the dance.
Right. The
And we'd be
minis had
done.
to go.
They'd be like, bye, you're out. And I'm like, okay, well, we have dances to learn. And well, like, that sucks.
I know. But
Like,
that's why a lot of times we needed you to come back at night after
Yeah.
we wrapped and take class because
then we
we
would.
could put something in the dance that
Yes.
was in class.
Well, I remember because there would be times where, like, so I'm trying to think. I remember Ari one week, she had an audition and we learned a whole chunk of the group dance while she was gone, while we were at class and stuff. Gianna was like, hey, just come really quickly. And we all learned it literally in the lobby. Remember, you had real classes too with real people, just like walking
I know,
around.
to pay my rent. I know.
Rent was expensive there at Santa Monica, like that area. Like I can only imagine.
It was $29,000 a month.
Oh my! Are
rent.
you kidding?
And I spent $420 building out the studio.
Oh, but it was beautiful.
It was beautiful.
It was huge, especially for LA. Like you'd never see studios
I
like
know,
that.
with the floors done right. and
Everything.
Yes.
So it was a beautiful studio. It
Thank
really
you, sweetheart.
was.
I appreciate that.
No, of
'cause
course.
all the moms, built new houses, and I built that studio and then moved out of it. Gone. So,
I don't know if you ever remember, like, all the minis. We would all, like, after filming, we would go and we would hop up on your bed and we would watch, like, Netflix and little kid shows. So we would all,
the
like...
bed in the back?
Yeah, like, you're where you stayed. We would all go and we
Oh my
would, like,
God.
hop on your bed and watch, like, TV.
I didn't know that.
No, we always did.
I didn't know that. Well, that's cute.
Well, like, when you weren't there, and then we would always, oh my gosh, I remember this one time. For fun, we all put on your jewelry, like your bracelets, and then we heard you coming, and we were like, oh my god, she's coming, and we like were trying to like get them off because we heard you coming because we put them like all your bracelets like all the way up here. Like we literally
that's
just
cute. I wish we had pictures of that.
I know, but I was like, oh no, she's gonna like get mad at us for putting on her jewelry.
No, unless it was real.
No, yeah, and we like broke it or something.
Yeah,
but no,
fake
just
stuff.
Just for fun, we were just like, oh my gosh, like we have like the jewelry.
See, there were good times. There were funny times.
No, like that's like a core memory for me. Like just watching, like we would literally put on Netflix and watch like Barbie or something, just on your bed, just all of us. I'm pretty sure there is a photo of that. I'll have to find it. It was just so cute.
Yeah, that is cute. And
All
those
the
are
minis.
those are good times when you weren't at each other's throat, competing against each other. And
I never cared though. I never was like, I mean, I was competitive, but I never was like, I need to beat them. I literally was like, I mean, whatever happens, happens.
I'm on the TV show.
I mean, of course, like I had my mom in my ear, like you have to win. But
Right.
she's gotten a lot better now. Like we'll look back and I'm like, I mean, of course, everything's so edited and produced as well, but I'll look back and I'm like, that was bad, Mom. I'm like, that was really bad what you said.
And what
she
did
was
she
like-
say?
And she's like, no, I know. But we were just talking about how kind of with like her, the show in a way for like a while really kind of altered our relationship, I would say, because she started to get the mindset of like being, because, you have to have a different mindset when you're actually on the show of, constantly being like, kids this and kids that, like my kid did this wrong, or, because she would advocate for me a lot, but there would also be times where she'd be like, she messed this up and she messed that up. And she started to get like that out of the show as well too, which was really tough, but she's gotten out of that now, which is good. And our relationship has been like a lot better. But that was like one thing I will say is like, she stayed kind of in that dance mom mindset, like
After
the
over.
show, because she had to be like that for so long that she just got used to it.
That's interesting to hear. And I think our listeners and people viewing this have a different take on that. So your mom had to be tough on you on the show. She had to constantly be critiquing you.
Yeah.
And they try to get them to critique other kids. And so then show ends, you're with your mom, you're in the car going somewhere, and she's still like all over you about this and about that, like she's being filmed.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And I don't think she wasn't doing it because she's like, I'm going to be mean to Elliana, It
No.
was just, she was so used to it from doing it for so long that it just became the normal.
I wonder if
You know
the
what I
other
mean?
moms, well, I don't know. I think Jill always told Kendall she was beautiful like 100 times a day. So I'm sure she kept doing that still.
Yeah.
I was like, well, your mom was tougher on you.
Yeah.
But I always felt,
But I mean,
when I spoke to your mom, this is what I always said. And this I want to get into about your social media platform and how you're doing right now. So your mom, I could talk to her about fabric, costumes, fashion. I could talk to her about travel. I could talk to her about education, public
Yeah.
school, private school, blah, 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 blah. A million things, food, dinner, whatever. Your mom shooting a YouTube video, uploading it, editing it first, uploading it, doing all that jazz, that is not Yolanda.
she doesn't do that though.
I know. So when you went from 0 subscribers
Yeah.
on YouTube, having one and letting it to kind of dissipate and it just went away, and then starting a new one with 0 followers, and you have now how many, tell our listeners?
2 million. I hit 2 million like a few weeks ago, which is really exciting.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
2 million subscribers, I should say. 2
Yeah.
million subscribers on YouTube. That was fast.
Yeah.
It was fast to get, probably fast to get to 500,000.
Yeah.
Then after that, it just kind of keeps happening. Okay. I didn't grow that fast. And I was just telling Gianna, on the bus, instead of working with her on dance studio business or scheduling or flyers for an upcoming event. I should have been sitting next to JoJo working on a YouTube channel.
Smart.
I didn't do that.
Remember her YouTube, it was so successful because she was really the only one doing it at that time.
And she was
YouTube videos.
filming it, editing it, uploading her stuff. I remember her on the bus going up and down the aisle like, the Wi-Fi's out, the Wi-Fi, who has the password? Like, she was like, wow, I would like, shut up and sit down, kid, you know?
Yeah.
So tell me how that happened so quickly.
So thing is, I had a YouTube channel. I started in 2017, but my mom and I knew nothing about it. We were the most naive people to YouTube, like literally knew zilch about it.
It was just this thing that kids did.
Yeah, it was, we're like, oh, it's YouTube. It was so naive that we didn't even know you could make money off of it yet. So the thing is, there was this guy that reached out to me and was like, listen, like, I'll do everything for you. Like, I'll film it, I'll upload it, like all that stuff, like edit it, all those crazy things. So we're like, oh, well, that sounds like a great deal. He's like, I'll do it for free. And we were like, well, that's okay. Yes, I mean, I would love to start a YouTube channel. So we filmed all these really cute videos. Like one of them was like actually a tour of your LA studio, like random like food reviews, like eating liquid nitrogen ice cream. It was really cute videos and they did well. Like for the time, like my most viewed video I think it was actually the tour I did of your studio, got to like 1 million views, which for me was like a lot of the time because I had like...
Is there 10% in there?
Well, listen, I didn't know you made money until...
Either did I. You know what? I was so naive. I was like, how does YouTube find you to pay you?
Yeah.
Like how do you get this
So
money?
you were just like me, because no idea.
Stupid.
Until my friend was like, oh, you have ads on your videos. I bet you made like a good amount from that video. And I was like, wait, I don't know what you're talking about.
So now I'm just going to ask it.
Yeah.
It's probably etiquette-wise not appropriate, but your sole source of income, your main source of income now is your YouTube channel.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Mm-hmm. I make the most on YouTube out of like every other platform.
Right. But do you also do you have the Reels deal? Like I know somebody that makes 30 grand a month on their Reels.
I did. I don't have the deal anymore. So I already finished that. But I did have that
the
at
bonuses.
one point. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I don't think they're paying people on Reels anymore. I think that actually ended. Like Instagram directly. It's only, I think, if you get a deal now, actually, which I already did.
Yeah. Yes, it ended in April of this year.
And so you also have brand deals.
Yes.
And is that your agent that does that? Or no? You have a brand manager?
Well, it's definitely my manager. She helps, negotiate all those things. Like they'll come in usually to my business email and she'll go through like all the kind of like money stuff because I'm like, I don't like to get into that.
The business emails go to her. She opens those
She has
emails.
access to it. So it
She
is
has access.
Yes.
Okay. So does your mom.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And
so if there's ever like an email that, let's say, like comes into just like my direct email, my mom will like send it over and be like, is this legit or not?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And do you also have a post office box?
No, I don't have a PO box.
No. So when people send you makeup, perfume,
that
stuff
just
like
goes
that,
to my house.
it does. It does. It goes to your house. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So that's public. So speaking of your house, you live here in California with your mom.
I do, yes.
And you have a beautiful house, an apartment.
House.
You have your own.
I bought my house in December of 2022. So
did you hear that,
was
folks?
Exciting.
And how old are you?
I was 15 at the time. I'm 16 now.
15 and bought her own house. And that's the best thing you could do.
I worked hard. I did. I'm not some like trust fund kid. That sounds mean. I don't want to be mean. Like
no, I know. You worked for it.
Mm-hmm, I didn't have everything handed to me on a silver platter, which I think a lot of people think that I did. That I grew up super.
No, because your mom and dad have a house that you could go live in.
Yeah, in
and
Colorado.
shoot YouTube. You don't need to be here.
No,
right.
Yeah, I had to work hard for what I did. So I mean, it was nice having that accomplishment. Made me feel really like, okay, maybe this is like, actually, I was really proud of myself.
Well,
so
I'm glad you said that because for the past year, I've been telling everybody that you bought your own house. So I didn't want to be...
That you were like saying something that was not the case.
Yeah, like a little kid saying she was on Dance Moms when she wasn't. Yeah, no, but you know what I mean?
But see, technically I'm not lying anymore.
No, because
I was on it.
You were on it.
But at the time.
Right. So coming into the studio, the very first time you booked a private lesson with me,
I did.
Your mother contacted me, the studio, and begged them, and I was busy.
because she didn't want me going at first. She was like, nah, like, you know, they didn't even like want you on the show. Like, why do you want to go over there and take class? I was like, please, I want to take a class and stuff. And so she finally gave in. So that's what, she literally called the studio.
And you had a solo.
I did.
And I completely redid it. I was like, why are you doing that? Why are you doing that? What, this doesn't work with this. It was like a period piece.
Yeah.
From a Broadway show.
Yeah.
What was it?
It was Satan's Little Lamb, you know.
Okay, Satan's, yeah.
So, it's a good solo.
Yes. And I was like, she needs to do this, she needs to do that. You know, because people, it's easy to take a really good kid and see a dance and go, well, I would do this or I would do that. Let's change this. Let's change that, because it's different eyes seeing it. Right. So for anyone that's interested, I doctor solos. That's what it's called. And you can take from me on Zoom or in person. And we go through your solo that your teacher taught you. And then I go, this staging's not good. You need to face the other way. You're not going to do a side aerial with your back to the audience. You're not going to start facing the back. Things like that. And it's easy because it's different eyes. Yeah. You know, your own dance teachers at home have their pet peeves. Yeah. But they harp on. I have a completely different view of it. Yeah. And I'm looking at it as a judge would look at it. So it's different than your dance teachers.
I mean, what you did was great. And I was just happy to be there. Number one, I was like, I'm having a private lesson with Abby Lee Miller right now.
In the studio, yes.
I was like, it was just so surreal for me. I mean, obviously I'd been to the like studio before the actual audition, but I was just like, this is so crazy. And then, I mean, I did the solo with all the changes you made and it like won everything. So,
oh, really? Mm-hmm. Oh, I didn't know that.
I won nationals with it, actually.
You did? Mm-hmm. Okay, good for you, sweetie. I didn't know that.
That was exciting. But I mean, it was a cute solo.
Oh, it was really cute. Okay,
except for when I went to Utah and did that solo there. They were not pleased about that.
Well, you know, they're in another world.
Well, because it was called Satan's Little Lambs.
I know. We got to you know, move on from them. Okay, so now you're on the show.
Oh my gosh.
And I remember a day I left in a car. I called an Uber, which now I can't even use Uber because of the handicap in the wheelchair. But I called an Uber and left because they made me pick 2 minis to stay and the rest had to leave.
Oh, yes.
I was horrified.
We were at competition.
In the dressing room.
Do you remember that?
I remember. I loved you all. I wanted to keep everybody.
Yeah.
It was horrific for me to do that to those little kids.
You know what's interesting is I just watched that episode a few weeks ago and it was just heart-wrenching because how are you going to cut, you were saying like, how am I going to cut these minis who have done nothing wrong? All they want is to be here. They're
Did
good.
I say that?
Yeah.
In the program, I say they've done nothing wrong. Like, nobody
you said
screwed
that
up to be gone. You know what I mean? To get the axe. Nobody did anything bad. And the moms, well, you know, that's why they didn't want them because the moms liked me and they did what I told them to do.
Yeah. We all were like obedient.
Because you all saw these older kids making money, successful. Yeah. Premieres, this, that, the other thing.
Crazy
like,
things.
We're going to listen to Abby because she got these kids here to where they are now. We're going to do what she says.
And of course, how are you going to cut any of the elites who have been with you for years?
Well, I could have got a lot of them. I think once you turn 14, they should have been gone. Like a new kid should have come in. I was just talking to John about that. Yeah. So when you turn 14, poof, be gone. And a new kid comes in. So it would never be
just out.
But it would never be a whole new cast. It would just be a revolving door constantly. And then this way, people wouldn't be like, all like, they'd know it was coming. We'd have a big celebration. Bye. Yeah. And then a new kid would come in and that kid would have to like.
Yeah.
In hindsight, do you think looking back, they wanted to cut most of the minis because the mothers weren't camera friendly?
I think that I'm going to say it. I think that the OGs went to their attorneys and went to the network and said, it's us or the minis.
Do you think?
Yeah, absolutely.
We didn't do anything wrong.
You didn't. But, you know.
I was so nervous.
The whole point of bringing the minis on was to keep it going.
Yeah.
To have a little bit of longevity, and keep the show going longer and eventually.
Yes, that's exactly what I wanted. Little ones in there to grow up
and to graduated anyway.
Exactly. If the show kept going, they would have been seniors and graduated and still competing every weekend. I mean, come on, that's stupid. So I did want the longevity. Plus, I also liked to work with children that looked up to me and took what I said as gospel and did it. and did what
Yeah.
I was telling them to do.
Obedient children.
Yeah.
We were.
Well, I don't know if obedient is the word, but they wanted to win.
Yeah.
They wanted to learn. They wanted to get better. They were like sponges.
It's a good analogy.
Because you weren't my students originally. You all
No.
came from somewhere else. So a lot of the things that I was saying, you hadn't heard before.
No.
A lot of the things that I said, you did hear before.
Mhm.
You know, but there were new things. And it was like, oh, I didn't know that. And probably your mother was like, oh, nobody ever told her that before.
Oh yeah, no,
Abby.
so many things. So many just stage presence type things, like making sure my feet are pointed after I do a jump and I roll to the floor, and never starting to the back and holding the pose for like 3-4 seconds. Just so many little tiny details that you would really like never really think of or pay attention to that much, but just
The
have
de-
so much like change and just help so much.
The devil is in the details.
That's very true.
But that's why we won.
That's true. Just the little things like that just make such a big difference. You know what I mean?
Posture rolling around. That's a big one.
Oh yeah.
On the
mhm.
roll. Mhm.
I've been corrected on that a few times by you. I think I've been corrected on a lot of things, but
Now-
it's fine.
A lot of people think it's the show, and that's how I am with the kids and blah, blah, blah. But we've also traveled together.
Mm-hmm.
So outside of a show, there are kids. You went to Mexico with me.
Yeah.
Kalani went.
Yeah.
So if these kids are so, tortured and it's toxic and this and that, why on the little break that we have are they going away with me?
That's fair. We had
Gianna-
a choice in that.
we didn't get to talk to Gianna about, I wanted to ask her about Australia and who put the money in her bag.
We'll get to that next time she's
Yes.
on.
So we traveled together. You
Mhm.
got paid. I paid your mom for that trip.
Yeah.
For the work you did and assisting me and her mom selling the merch and all that. And Kalani got paid.
Mm-hmm.
A guy went with us to teach hip hop. He
Yes.
got paid. I have never been paid for that trip.
Are you serious?
$27,000 he kept. The guy. He was going to wire it to my bank account and I've never gotten
Wait,
it.
yes. That guy, right?
Yes.
Oh.
If anybody knows him in Mexico, watch
And then remember
out.
he disappeared. He went off the grid, and you were like, "Where? Someone find Herrera." I
went
remember
back
that.
down with an attorney.
Oh my
Went
god.
back to Mexico to find him.
Oh, you went to. Oh dang.
Yes.
You
and
went physically there.
I went physically there, and it turns out
Oh
his
my
father is like something to do with the government,
Oh.
like something
Ooh,
to do with
interesting.
construction or like surveying and stuff, but for the government, works for the
Oh.
government. Yeah. So I wasn't getting.
Well,
my
I
money.
remember that whole drama. That was just the craziest thing. I was like, "What is happening?"
And driving me to Cancun or something, and it was supposed to be like
It was supposed to be
an
30
hour,
minutes.
30 minutes
It
away
was 3-4 hours.
In the
We were
car.
in the car.
for just me to get out. And why I didn't just take the money with me, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Because I was like, I don't want to have that money here on vacation. Just wire it to my bank account.
Uh-huh. Well, I
And-
remember that.
Well, I think it's also important for our viewers and our listeners to know, because obviously you've had trouble with money as far as legally, and you know that you've paid for that and you're still paying for that.
Every day.
You don't handle money on any event.
No.
And I work events on the East Coast with you, and I can attest to that. You don't see the money, you don't touch the money, you don't have anything to do with money ever.
Well, I'm out on
So,
the floor teaching the dance class.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
the girls
and,
are
you know, I
assisting me.
just-
It's the moms. And those moms, they did their job. Everything was great. And everybody got paid. And then what was left, I get. And never got it. You traveled with me.
I
We had
did.
fun.
That was fun.
I remember in a restaurant, you were hysterical laughing and
Really?
giggling and carrying on. I don't know what we were eating or what was happening.
Did someone give me like a pina colada on accident?
No, never.
I'm
Maybe
kidding,
a virgin.
I'm kidding.
Maybe a
I'm
virgin.
kidding, I'm
pina
kidding,
colada.
I'm kidding. No, of course
So
not.
you were just in Bora Bora.
For my birthday, that was, oh my gosh, that was the most insane trip ever. Like, I will say, it looks exactly like what you think it would look like in the,
The
photos.
name, when it sounds like Bora Bora, like
It's just beautiful.
in this island, and it's just tropical and beautiful.
Oh, it was insane. It just didn't even feel real.
Is that where you wanted to go, or did somebody offer you a trip to there?
No, I wanted to go there.
No, so you paid for that. You did that
Mhm.
yourself.
Nice thing is we definitely got like great benefits. The resorts were really, really nice to us, but no, we paid. There was no like offer or anything, but we did get like definitely some good amenities and stuff.
Some
and
of the kids
upgrades.
though are always away posting, and I'm like, how do they get these trips all the time?
Mm-hmm. Well, there are some
I-
trips. It's just honestly like people directly reaching out. At least like trips that I've had like fully paid for. It's just direct. So I don't
You
know.
reach out to them and say, I want to go there?
No, they just sometimes they reach out to me. Just
Oh, nice.
so
Okay.
that's nice.
So while we're talking about niceties and fun, can we talk about the boyfriend? He's still
Yes.
the boyfriend?
Yes. Been
Okay.
together for quite some time. No, we're still together. We're still great.
I must say, I love him. I think he's adorable. I think he's a nice
Oh.
kid from the first moment I met him.
Oh,
I thought
I have to
he-
tell him this.
Yeah, he was, well, he can hear it. He can listen and be one of our listeners here at Leave It on the Dance Floor. Yes. Now, no, when I very first met him, I thought he was cute. I thought, and you know, I'm all about the cute guys.
Mhm.
You know that.
You better back off my man.
How old is he now?
He's turned 17. Oh, he turned 17 in like a few days.
Oh, too young. Okay, so
Well, he's my
just
dude anyway.
a little bit too young. Hey, you never know. Everyone's replaceable, Elliot.
I don't give. I attest to this. I don't give permission to this.
You don't have to give permission, honey.
Well, I see all these hot guys on your TikTok, and I'm like, where do they come from?
They just show up. You know.
Do you remember?
Yeah, I do remember him.
Oh my God, Joey, was a time when we had to dance to his vegan rap song. Was that? No, that was had to have been your idea. That was your idea. That was your
Everyone's
idea.
like, she's leaving. She's just leaving the show. She's leaving the show. I'm like, I'm going to London with a hot guy. Like, why? Of course I'm leaving. Yes. No, but I was going to say, the day I had to cut those minis,
Yeah.
I left the show. I was so angry with production. I was so angry to hurting those children's feelings. I was awful.
Because you didn't make a decision that day.
No, and they just sprung that on me. I had no idea till after lunch. They go, oh, by the way, we're cutting
Yeah.
3 of the 5 minis or whatever. And I was like, what?
Mm-hmm.
So then after that, I jumped in the car with the person you're talking about, and we just drove
Oh,
away.
he was there?
Yeah, I just drove away. Yes.
Just off into the sunset.
Yes. Now, then, okay, after that, I only had you and Lily.
Mm-hmm. Wait, I have to say something about really quickly. I'm so sorry. I know I'm getting sidetracked. I saw him I was at a drive-in movie premiere, and he was handing out popcorn. So he works, I don't know if he still does, but he was working at a drive-in movie. What?
I'm just that's hysterical.
Oh yeah, he was giving out popcorn. He was running concessions, and I'm like,
Did
there's
you
no
say,
way.
Hey, remember
I'm
me?
trying to, I think so. I was like, wait, right? And he was like, and then I think he kind of like connected a little bit. Still, I looked like a lot different, even though it was still 2 years ago. But one core memory I have is constantly getting Snapchats from him every day, trying to tell me to be vegan. He would send like videos, like minutes of videos on Snapchat telling me to be vegan. And I was 8 years old, and I was like, but I like steak. I just want my steak. And he would send me videos every day.
Really?
I don't know why I had him on
Because-
Snapchat, first of all.
Okay, well, what's weird is that I always wanted him to post the pictures with the kids because he was in Australia with us. He was in London with us.
Yeah.
He had Mackenzie up on his shoulders, you know, getting her out
No,
of the
he
crowd.
was nice to us.
He was great with the kids. And I was like, you have to post this. He's like, no, I don't want, they're too young. Well, now they're 20-something
Mm-hmm.
and he's 20-something. You know, now it doesn't matter.
No, he was not that much older than us.
I know, but let me just say, but another guy came in for a short time,
Oh.
and he met Maddie McKenzie and was posting them an hour later.
Oh.
And he's now like owns like 3 houses and 2 businesses, and
Oh,
he's
wow.
he's in that movie with Jennifer Lawrence.
Oh,
It's out
actually?
right now. Yes.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Oh no, he's
He's
face
pretty
of
big.
this, the face of that. He's huge. Yeah,
That's crazy.
I know. And
I'm
the
sorry.
other ding dong didn't listen and post the kids.
Dang.
Whatever, his loss.
And now he works
Maybe
at...
he'll need to come on the podcast and
Oh.
Never.
You
Bill.
can react to the vegan episode. See, now that's a good idea right there.
It's a good idea.
And for those of you listening, Eliana and Abby wanted to react to an episode today. There's just so much to discuss. Eliana will probably be back, and then we'll do an
We're
episode.
going to do
Yeah.
the Charlie Chaplin when her mother dressed up.
Oh.
Yeah.
I
Yes.
just
And
I
maybe-
was I
And
was
that
set
dance-
up to
that-
lose with that one.
That dance was hard for you to do, though.
You did
Because
me
it
dirty
wasn't
with that
lyrical.
dance.
It was musical theater.
You
and
did
it was,
me with Lily with this beautiful acrobatic, nice technical dance, and you give me a
I
charming.
didn't give you. Eliana, wake up. It was a TV show.
But you.
So now I get it. The kids just think I had all the power. I didn't have
Well,
any
for
power.
the dances, like, I was set up to lose, and I knew I was losing that week. I was just set. I wasn't even sad because I knew I was losing. You know, same thing with Carrie. Where'd the blood? Oh, I knew I was losing. You remember on season 8?
I know, but I don't know why they did that.
Because how was I going to win against her where she's in a straitjacket and she's doing a great dance with no arms?
We should have won an Emmy for that.
It was a good, it was
When
a
you look
good
back at
dance.
it,
I'll
it's
give her
like
that.
Amazing. Yeah.
I mean, she was like literally close to perfection. Like, I'll give her that. So how was I going to win with a Carrie?
I don't know. But I think the two of you together, and I think
Artie West were pretty good.
that mini group would have been brilliant
I
to
know.
carry on the show. We would still be doing it.
Dang, that's a long time. That was like 5-6 years ago.
You could buy a couple houses. Right.
A couple of
Okay.
them.
I was talking with Eliana before you came back into the room, Abby, and we were saying how it's crazy because it's been almost like 10 years. If you not
Mhm.
10 years now,
12.
it's been like 8-ish
Well,
years.
when I
since
joined,
when-
like
Oh,
8 years.
yeah.
Because
Mhm.
I
'cause-
joined
'cause she
2016.
joined when she was 6.
Beginning of 2016.
How do you think your life would have been different without the Dance Mom show?
Oh, I think I still would be competing, but I think that's all I would be doing is
You wouldn't
just
own your own house.
no. I would have been a normal kid just going to high school in Colorado. I will say, I mean, I grew up doing competitive dance, years before I even joined the show. But it's like, once you graduate, that's it. I probably just would have, done competitive dance until I graduated as a senior. And then, I mean, probably just,
Would you have danced professionally?
I think, I'm trying to think because I had so many different like aspirations as a kid. It's like what I wanted to do. Like part of me was like, I want to be a professional dancer. Part of me was like, I want to work at In-N-Out. That was a dream of mine. I wanted to work at In-N-Out. Can you imagine
Did you
that?
do a YouTube video working in and out?
I know I should. Actually, that's a good
I'll
idea.
drive through. I'll drive through in and out. You
Oh,
can
I
film
love-
me. That
oh
would
my-
be great.
Oh, if you can come and I'm like, wait, what are you doing? Oh, that would be really funny.
No, because you're going to get my order wrong and I'm going to throw that food back at you.
No, that's not very nice.
Well, you got to get it right. You have one job to do. Put the burger on straight.
That's fair, but In-N-Out's good. But so I wanted to work at In-N-Out. I wanted to be a psychiatrist. I still do. But like all these big dreams. So I probably would have done something like that. I honestly can't say. I don't think I wanted to just dance my whole life though, honestly. Like
Well,
just
no,
strictly dance.
Would you see? I would think a kid like you, competitive dance, petite, growing up in Colorado, that you would have done Disney or Tokyo Disney or
Something like
something
that.
like that. Yeah, I don't see the cruise ship
No.
sexy showgirl. No, but you're not tall enough to do that.
No.
So you did Radio City Music Hall. That was a dream.
That was crazy. It's cool because I was thinking it's really cool because I was the only ever person on Dance Moms to do Clara. So that was like really cool.
I've had
Sounds
other
like,
Claras,
well,
but
on the show.
but not on the show. However, I'm going to say this. You were talented enough. You were the right size.
Mhm.
You could do the choreography. I think being on Dance Moms and having the social media platform and the followers helped you book Clara.
Oh, well, I'm sure it probably did.
They
Honestly.
interviewed you. They followed you.
Oh, no, I know
They loved you.
was crazy.
When you looked at their app or whatever they have, their Instagram,
Mhm.
it was Elliana. And I'm like, she's booking this.
Well, what's funny is it's crazy. I auditioned 3 times. So the third time was third time's a charm is when I got it. But it was crazy. Every single year I did it, they posted me. Like I got posted every year. Like, the iconic like finger turn, you know what I'm
Yes.
talking about? Every single year I did it, that got posted. That specific finger turn, which I was like, and of course other things, but it was just so cool because I was like, wait, like 3 years and every single year I was the one that they chose to post doing the finger turn at
Because
the
you were
audition.
on a TV show.
I know,
So
but it
you
was
had
still
the following.
cool. I
No, it was
like-
cool. It was cool. And, it takes a while to get that. And they look at kids and they also look at who's going to grow, who's not going to
Mhm.
grow, and the age is 14 now. It never used to be. I don't know if you knew that.
Like the age limit?
Yes. They never
Oh, yeah,
had
I
an
know, I
age.
know.
They never had an age because I had a Clara that did it 3 years in a row.
Oh, wow.
And the mother, you talk about the moms on Dance Moms. This mother was
Was she
from
cray-cray?
hell.
Oh, wow. Okay.
She was from hell. She gave up. She was stripped of her title from Dance Masters of America for Teen Miss Dance of America, stripped of the title. And the security, the New York City Police Department
What?
waited outside the hotel room at the Marriott Marquis, and they had 15 minutes to pack and be gone. Yep,
What?
because she was getting the room for free because she was giving up her title and she was stripped of it. Yeah, that looks real good for me. Thank you. So
Yikes.
yeah, so that's
Radio City was great, though. That
Yes.
was just such a dream come true, like Dancing with the Rockettes. And I know you actually had like one of the Rockettes, so it was cool getting to meet her. Like while I was doing it, she was
Yes.
a Rockette as well.
shout out to Nina Lynn Hart. She was on stage as a Radio City Rockette while Elliana was playing the role of Clara at the Radio City Music Hall in New York City. That great stage.
So insane.
Did you
dancing.
ever hear me say when I was teaching class or during Dance Moms about falling
into
30
the ice?
feet into your death?
Oh, yep. That is the iconic quote because I know what you're talking about because I've been backstage and I've seen how far that drop is. So it's so cool, actually, like, because I know what you're talking about. Because I've seen it, of course, from the actual,
Keep
like,
talking.
mezzanine, but I've also seen, being right down there where it falls and looking up, and it's so high up. It's such a far drop, which is crazy.
We had the Christmas event, one of the days that you were performing,
In New
and then
York
we
City.
all
Yes,
went and saw
yes.
it
Okay.
in the
And,
show.
well,
We
no,
did
not
all-
everyone came. Not everyone came.
Oh, I was appalled.
Well, I was hurt because I was like, well, what did I do? So not everyone came, which I was like, that's a little hurtful.
I was appalled because I got the tickets for everyone.
Did you buy tickets for the people who didn't come then? You don't know.
No, I asked who needed a ticket, who wanted a ticket. And at that time, the response was, oh, I already got mine. Boldface lied. I already got mine. But there was
Never
another little
showed.
girl that was there that didn't have a ticket. And I felt so bad. Paris,
Mm-hmm.
because she was in New York City for the first time in her life. And I wanted her to see Radio City.
Yeah.
And they were flying out that night and wouldn't get to the airport fast enough.
Oh.
So I was like, oh my God, you should have booked it. You could have
But
stayed
see,
in my
that
room.
she didn't purposely choose to not come.
No, she didn't know until I said, hey, who needs Radio City tickets? The other one said,
So, that I will say, that really showed true colors, who came and who didn't.
well,
And it's
while
funny-
we're on that topic,
And well, what's funny, she auditioned a few years later, didn't get it.
later she auditioned.
Leaving it on the dance floor today.
Woohoo! We just left it on the dance floor.
I'm
But I have more.
I'm not trying to be mean. I'm not trying to throw shade. But
no,
it was just
but
like,
it's the truth.
I'm just stating facts. I'm literally just stating facts.
Okay,
so.
well, I'll state some other facts. So during COVID, bored out of our minds, right? I'm living in a hotel.
Oh my
When
gosh,
one
that's
hotel
crazy.
closed, I'd go to the next hotel.
Oof.
Let's do a song. The kid likes to sing. So we'll see what happens.
Well, that was 3 years ago. I don't know if it's gonna.
Well,
Be
I own
really-
it and the guys own it. So
Dang.
she signed away.
Might need to be a Patreon exclusive for the ALDC elites. Might
Yeah.
need to go there.
Oh.
There we
Or
go.
it
We
might
aired the
need to
video
go
on
to someone
Patreon.
else. Might need to go to somebody else, maybe. If somebody else can do it instead.
Yeah.
Oh.
Do you
No.
sing?
My answer should be yes. My answer is yes.
She learned. She's learned so much from me. I love her. I love you, Elliana. I love it.
I know what I'm supposed to say.
That's right.
Yes.
Right answer.
Well, I did an off-Broadway show in New York. Michael saw it.
Oh, don't get me started on that.
What?
That's the woman that was the ghostwriter for my book.
Oh,
And then
yes,
she
I-
wrote a
I heard
series of
about that.
books about 5 little girls, and they're over.
And I was the main character in
Yes,
that.
you were the Maddie in that.
No, well, I was the Kenzie. 'Cause remember, it was about 2 sisters, but it's like the little sister is actually better
Oh,
than the older one.
Yeah.
So, but like still.
she just flipped it. Still. And she was writing my book. She got fired immediately from HarperCollins, the
yeah.
publishing company. And they're like, she'll never write again. Because I was writing my book And she was like using my information to write this series
To
of
write
books.
her books.
Yeah.
Oh.
About an overzealous dance teacher and 5 little girls. I'm like, okay, how does this work?
But I did sing in that.
Okay. Well,
So-
that's great.
So I mean, yeah, that was a cool experience. So I mean, I am taking singing lessons. So I'd say yes, I do sing. Like actually, I don't know why I'm like not confident about that. So.
All right. So you heard it here first. Elliana sings. There you go. I'm not going to make her sing.
I can sing Barry Manilow.
Go
Do you
ahead.
know who that is? Barry
I write the
Manilow?
songs. Of course I know who it is.
He is my favorite singer.
Copacabana. I know it all.
I have a cardboard cutout.
Mandy.
I have a cardboard cutout of
Do
him in
you?
my house.
I heard you
I
wanted.
saw him in New York.
I
and it was-
heard you.
oh,
It's amazing. I heard you wanted a giraffe in your yard.
Oh, yeah.
I was out looking for a giraffe for you.
From Dee Dee? Well, I have Barry Manilow now, so I don't need a giraffe.
Okay. There
That's
you go.
Barry's more
So
important.
what song?
Barry's in my room.
What Barry song do you like?
Oh, don't even get me started. Trying to get the feeling again. Copacabana. I write the songs.
Well, give us
Even
give
now,
us one line.
looks like we. Oh no.
Yes, come on, give us
No, I
one
need
line.
to get paid for this.
What?
Like Kylie Jenner
I'm just.
for the rise and shine.
Oh my
right?
God.
She needs to get paid for that.
That's true.
You're not going to sing for us? One little line.
Be our first musical performance, Eliana. Come on.
At
How
the
about I write the
Copa-
songs?
Copacabana. That's it.
There you go. There you
Okay,
go.
I said one
yes.
line.
Everybody give Ellie a round of applause.
There you go. She did it.
My mom hates it because she has to listen to him every day in the car.
Too bad. Let her get over it.
I know.
But I want you to be singing with him. Don't just listen to him. Sing with him.
I know. My mom, she was like, she promised me backstage tickets at his well, it's not a residency. He's been there for like years at Westgate in Las Vegas. So
Okay.
I will be meeting Barry, but I got to go quick because he's 80.
That's right. I wouldn't procrastinate on that little trip over there. No. All right. So singing, acting. You act on your YouTube channel
I do.
all the time.
No, I act. That's ultimately what I want to do. I've been in, I don't know if you know Brat TV. So I've been doing,
Yeah.
that
I
for
haven't heard of them at all lately. They still at it?
Well, I'm doing it. So they're doing a new season that it's really cool. I'm actually the main character in the new season of Chicken Girls.
Congratulations.
Thank you. So that's really exciting. I started doing it in 2020. It was like August 2020. So like
No, I
things were
remember.
still pretty hot.
So at one point, your mother gave me the guy's number.
Oh, really?
And I think like my phone was dead or something. So I wrote it down. I need it again
Okay.
because I have a show to pitch him.
Oh, interesting.
It's a scripted young adult
That could be
series.
cool.
Yeah, it's called Dancing with the Dead.
Oh, whoa.
It's really good.
Interesting.
It's
Well,
great.
I can do that for you, but that's really exciting because that was my first acting job. So, it would just be great to get into movies and stuff. I mean,
Well, every dancer that is a dancer like you
mhm.
wants to act.
Yeah.
Because it's easier. It's a lot easier.
Oh, well, that's true. I would
There's
just
no
also
blood. There's no blisters. There's no
Well,
back pain.
yeah.
There's no, it still could be emotional and gut wrenching. It still is work. You have to learn your lines and you have to do what the director's
Mhm.
calling for. But let's face it, you're not doing a toe lift back walkover.
No.
Not
No.
on the
Ellie,
knuckles.
do you think it's easier to memorize choreography or memorize lines?
So are we talking to me or Abby? Oh, me.
Well, both of you.
Ooh, honestly, I think for me, it just has to be dance. It's just so natural.
It's choreography.
I
Easy.
I see it one time. I mean, I will say Dance Moms helped a lot with this, with picking up choreography. Like
You have to.
I know, but I got so good at picking up choreography that I can with these TikTok dances now. That's not real dance. Like,
Okay. You struck a bell. We need a bell. Where's my ding? Eliana,
Oh no, what?
you are on TikTok.
Yes.
My beautiful dancer that I helped train, put out there to the world. You manifested it, but I did it. You do this. Now, you do this. You do this. Whatever. You could have your leg up next to your face. You could be doing an outside beautiful ballet triple pirouette, but you're doing this.
But no one on TikTok cares.
I know. So
That's the
I'm
tough
manifesting
thing.
TikTok Pro and
Oh.
TikTok.
Oh,
Do you know the TikTok building is right down the street?
is it really?
Yes, it's right here.
Let's go.
We should go
I have
visit.
a bone to pick with them.
Well, it's a little late, but if we come early, we can stop there and
'cause
say, hey.
Listen, I've tried to reel dance on TikTok, and I have. And what I get in return is, you're trying too hard. Why are you going so hard? Why are you putting in so much energy? Like, so dramatic for what? People don't want to see real dancing on TikTok, because every time I do,
want to see
I
it.
get attacked.
I feel badly that these beautiful dancers are doing nothing. That's my thing. For dads, grandpas, the brothers, all doing the little TikTok dances, I think it's wonderful. During COVID, it got everybody up. It got people moving.
Sure gave
I think-
everyone something to do.
Yeah, it was wonderful. But when I see trained dancers that have so much talent doing what somebody's grandfather's doing, it's like, doesn't make sense to me.
See, it's like the thing.
but
It's like you have
I
to.
know, but now you're dancing a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a new show happening. Have you heard?
Yes. No, I've heard about it. Yes.
You've heard about it. It's called The
about
Madhouse. Music, acting, dance. Mad.
Ooh.
Get it?
Oh my gosh.
Yes. That's
I
what The
didn't know.
Madhouse means. Music, acting, dance.
Oh, that's great. That's smart. I
And
didn't
kind
know
of
that.
me gone mad. But
Yeah.
so before Dance Moms, in my studio back in Pittsburgh for
Mm-hmm.
the 30 years, I trained those older kids. Those older kids were my life. That's who I traveled with. That's who slept in the same hotel room. You
Mhm.
know, those are the kids that I was so involved with because they were leaving to pursue a professional dance career.
Yeah.
And I wanted to make sure they made it and they were working, employable professional dancers. And on the TV show, everybody saw me fighting with the mothers and these little kids being caught in the middle of all this.
Yeah.
That's not really what it was. I was busy with those older kids
Mm-hmm.
all the time. I really didn't have the time of day for the little kids. In my studio, no, they didn't get to me
Yeah.
till they were older. And the
Older,
mothers
yeah,
were
yeah.
like, when they came home from the studio crying and upset, the parents were like, look, you have two options. You go in there tomorrow and you prove her wrong,
Mhm.
or you're done. We quit. And we're
Yeah.
not going anywhere else because this is the only place to be.
That's
So
true.
that's what it was like. I did live with those kids. We went away for a month in the summer between, the end of June and all
Yeah.
of July. I was with Katie Hackett and Mark Myers, and all those kids were in the room, and we lived and we did it, and they're successful, employable working dancers
Mhm.
and choreographers now.
I remember, that reminds me of in season 8. Remember when all of you guys went to the UK and I had no invite?
No invite. Why was that? You had just gone to the UK.
Yeah.
You had
But
just gone.
I was
You
fine
would have
going.
gone to go again?
Well, I don't know.
Well, Eliana, this brings a good question. Claudia, who's an ALDC elite on Patreon, and if you want to submit questions or look at Abby's exclusive content, you go to patreon.com/therealabbylee.
Oh.
Claudia asks, why did you leave season 8? And you don't need to be like super honest. Like,
Do you know the
is
real
it,
story?
Like,
I know.
I feel like it wasn't necessarily explained well or explained appropriately because you didn't really get to speak for yourself at the time.
Uh-huh.
Did I
So,
tell you to leave?
What would you like to say?
So the real reason I left season 8 is, I didn't come back at first. You remember that?
Well, that was a whole deal with you were away, you were out of town.
I had won
And we
Best Dancer at the
started-
Dance Awards. I was assisting them touring.
Did you win national?
I won Best Dancer Nationals.
Mini.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
So I was touring all over the place with them. I kind of still wanted to go back, but my mom was just like, hell no. She was like, nope. So,
Wait, to the show.
to
Okay.
season 8.
Okay.
Well, once you guys started filming, I got really upset.
But you came to the audition. You auditioned.
Well, no, I assisted the audition, remember, for season 8.
You and Lily.
Lily
And
Macy.
Maisie.
And
So we have 3 kids. This was put us in a really bad spot because we have 3 kids coming back for season 8 that we know, we love, Gianna, we can work with. You know how it goes. You've learned it. And then we picked however many other kids. So there was 3 of you.
Yeah.
And we picked Brady and then 3 more girls. So there was a boy and 6 girls.
Yeah.
Was the cast. All of a sudden, I get notified that Maisie's not coming back. And I'm like, why the hell did she come to the audition then? Why was she there? She took a spot. And I tell you guys that.
Yeah.
When you go to audition for something, you're taking a spot away from a kid that really wants it. Well, let's say in New York, you're taking away somebody that might need it to pay their rent.
To pay,
like,
yeah.
you know, like a chorus line.
Yeah.
I got to get this job. So then I hear Elliana's not coming back. And I'm like, oh my God. So instantly, you made Lily a star.
Yeah.
You two made Lily a star without realizing it, because she was the one, she's going to be our go-to with Gianna and I, because she understands the concept of learning the dances and doing them right away. I'm like, what the hell? What's going on? So now we have to get 2 more girls.
Yeah. Well, listen, it was like, not trying to throw, I'm not trying to be like mean to my mom, but it was like majority of my mom was like, I just don't think it's the best environment for you. You have something really great going on right now with, you know, touring with the conventions, multiple conventions and stuff. So she was like, I think that's something, you know, you've worked your whole life to win this title. I think you should really take advantage of it and enjoy it.
Yeah. Your mom's wrong.
But
Remember
then,
how she had you were going to be a cheerleader, then you're a dancer, then you're going to go be a ballerina. It's like never just like if you would have been in Pittsburgh at my dance studio, it was all of it was there. You could do
That's
Youth American
true.
Grand Prix, you could do Radio City, you could do all that from one place. And she had
Yeah.
you going to all these different places, and your life was like veered this way.
crazy, yeah.
And it was intense, and it was every day, all day. And this, you're going to be a ballerina, and that's it. Then you get Radio City, and then it's like, okay, I was a ballerina.
We
I'm
did
done with
ballerina.
that. Yeah.
Did
and that-
YGP.
yeah,
Moving
check
on.
that off. Check that off the list. So I think it's like you did Dance Moms. Now we're gonna do this. But you had said to me back then, your dad said, you should go back and do the show. That's how you're gaining the followers. That's how you're gonna live your life with social media.
See, I don't remember that, but I believe you. Like, I believe that happened.
You told me your dad said something about it.
You know, I think he did. I think my mom was just, But then first week I see you guys back filming, I immediately was like, it felt almost the same as when I didn't make the team, the first original mini team, and seeing it air. Well, it didn't air yet, but seeing it happen, and I was like, just felt like crushed almost. And I was like,
Aw.
well, I know I wasn't. It's not like I didn't make the team for season 8.
Right,
You know,
no.
I chose.
Right.
But so then I went to my mom. I was like, listen,
We have
please.
to go back.
I
Call
was like,
them.
no, that's literally what happened. I was like, I want to be there. Like, I literally don't want anything else. I want to be back. So she did, and originally the answer was no, actually, from the producers. It was a no.
Mm-hmm.
It was no. So I was really sad. And I even saw like a post at one point, like it was like the 2nd or 3rd week, and it was saying something like, we have like a new dancer coming. And you were just talking about one of the producers, but I saw that originally, and I was like, oh my God, they're going to ask us to come back. And I was like, no way. And my mom's like, I don't think that's what that is.
Well, so telling the world out there that's listening, we're in 135 countries.
It's crazy.
Isn't it? 135 countries. There's only 195 countries in the world.
The podcast.
Yes.
So we're actually, I checked this morning, 153.
Whoa!
Leave it on the dance floor. My podcast, along with Michael here, is being listened to or watched in 153 countries.
Whoa.
150. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank God. Thank you. Because I can do this job in my chair.
Yeah.
You know?
That's amazing.
It's amazing. Yes. Thank you to the world for all of this, you know, Wi-Fi and electronics that we can do this. It's incredible.
Yeah,
great.
and I would like to say that I know that some people, you know, there's going to always be haters out there. Thank you for listening.
That's
but
true.
I was telling Elliana, the whole point of this podcast is, again, to no pun intended, leave it on the dance floor, leave it all out there, and talk about the good. And yes, there was some bad, a lot more that was shown.
But just a lot of things happening, you know?
Yeah, and I came to Abby with this project, and I wanted her to kind of revisit this. You know, I know that she doesn't like to all the time, but it was meant to be positive. And a lot of people have come to me saying that they're taking it in a good way. So I just want to quickly, you know, and Abby just said, thank you to the supporters. Again, you can take it however you wish, or you can choose to respectfully not listen. But 153 countries, thank you all so much.
It's
and
incredible. They wanted your mother and Stacy. That's what they wanted.
Well, yeah, no. Like,
So it seemed like Stacy
two.
was carrying the whole show.
oh, yeah.
She had to because nobody else knew
Nobody
what to
else knew
do.
what
They
to
didn't know how to
do.
play the game. Right.
Mm-hmm.
So go ahead.
So I think what happened is I was at my ballet studio in Arizona, and we got the call. I remember we were like in the in a parking lot, some random parking lot. We got a call from Tessa, and she was like, "You're on." And my mom was like, "Okay, well, I'm gonna have to think about it." Well, moving past it was like a few days later. We're in Rome, literally in Rome. I think my mom has maybe one too many wines. She makes the call. She's like, "We're doing it." Because I think I was in her ear like, "Please, please, please." So she was like, "We're doing it." And then we're in London, UK right after. It was
See, I
so
knew
crazy.
you had just gone. It wasn't
Yes.
like we're slighting Eliana. It's just that A, the plans were made, and B, she just came back from there. She's not going to go again.
That's true. But then I got added into a group with like a bunch of the dance moms, the kids, the season 8 kids. And at first I was like, "Oh, really like excited like to meet you guys."
You
and
should have
stuff.
just told me I want to go to Europe. You could have gone.
I
Your
know.
mom could have been in my room.
But then what I heard actually is I heard people were the kids were upset that I was coming. That certain kids were saying, "Oh, she's just gonna like mess everything up and shoot." And kids that also didn't know me, that have never met me, were not happy that I was coming. From what I heard, again, could
But you
easily
didn't,
be.
You didn't last anyway.
Well, I did a lot to be there. I know what happened is I took a red-eye flight from the UK to Pittsburgh, went to filming right away. We landed I think it was like 7 a.m. I got ready in the Uber. We went straight to the studio, and I was there, ready to dance, and I couldn't dance because of the school situation.
I forgot about that.
Explain
I
that
forgot
to our
you weren't
viewers.
allowed.
Explain that
See,
to our
this was-
viewers. You have to have
honestly,
working
like-
papers.
I didn't have a work permit because I recently had just started a new homeschool program. Therefore, the credits, I think, for my old homeschool program hadn't been transferred over yet, and they didn't want to sign off on the work permit because they're like, "Well, she just started. She hasn't done enough work yet." I'm like, "Well, I've done work before from the other programs. Something happened with the credits where they weren't like transferred over yet. They wouldn't sign off, which means if you don't have a work permit and you're a kid, you can't work. You're not allowed to be on camera."
And this has nothing to do with the network or the production company. This is legalities with the state of Pennsylvania. And thank you, Kate Plus 8. We have very, very strict child labor laws in the state of Pennsylvania. Yes.
So, they can't say on the show, "She doesn't have a work permit." You can't air that because, you're not supposed to say that. So it turned into, I didn't do my school. I'm like skipping out on school because, what else are they going to say? They can't talk about all this other stuff.
Well, I think all of our viewers that are listening right now and watching see how well spoken you are.
Yeah, I do my school. So
And your mother is
a school teacher.
a school teacher.
So, well, that was a great storyline because it's Yolanda, the school teacher.
Kid.
Her kid isn't doing school.
Exactly. Like the shoemaker's
storyline.
kid is barefoot because he doesn't have shoes. Exactly.
It's perfect. So I couldn't dance. It was a whole thing. Remember, I was having to learn dances late at night. I had my first week back. That's Strangler solo. Strangler solo I did. Learned it. I had one practice. Do you remember that? I had one practice.
In a room with a bunch of people watching. I remember I wanted all those kids
the
and mothers
cameras.
out of there. Out of there. Everyone
It was
out.
I learned it once for 30 minutes with Gianna in some little like hotel kind of like lobby. I had 30 minutes. Learned the whole solo in 30 minutes. Well, guess what? The next day, I was competing because I didn't dance anything the first day.
Oh, no, I know.
And so I'm in there.
But in Pittsburgh, didn't you come in like later at night and take classes or something? I remember
not
like you
in
couldn't
season
dance
8.
on camera, but after the cameras wrapped, you could dance.
That was when I learned my solo.
Yeah.
But Gianna had something. I only had 30 minutes. The next day, first time on camera, I'm doing my solo that I barely know. I'm not confident with at all because I have had 30 minutes of rehearsal time.
Right?
That's it. And I told Tessa, I was like, "I want to pull the solo." And she goes, "If you pull the solo, you're going home." And I should have known by then that's how they work. I wasn't actually going to be sent home. But I was so not confident putting that solo on stage. I wasn't
You did
crying.
it though.
And I won.
Yeah, I was gonna say
But
it was
I mean,
good.
there were a few little. But what really like made me really confident was I felt bad for the other kids because I think 2 other kids did solos. I forget who. And the judge came up to me at lunch and he told me, he put his hand on my shoulder. He was like, "You were amazing, great job." And the 2 were next to me. He didn't say anything to them.
There you go.
But
Leave it on the dance floor. You heard it here from Eliana.
I felt bad. I was like, okay, you could have done that at least like when no one else was around because it's like sad for the other kids.
I know, but he wasn't thinking that way, and it wasn't up to you. You can't control
But I won.
some guy.
Wasn't my best performance. It was still good. it was just, remember I had a rope. I like missed the rope one time, like trying to pick it up. So
I remember the dance. But I remember being in the room with you, correcting you, and everybody sitting there and like eavesdropping and into.
remember,
And I was
that
like,
was the
"What are you people doing here? Get out!"
that was the first time I saw you in months, was that day. And I was like, I don't know if I'm supposed to like hug you right now.
Aw,
Or...
did you hug me?
No, I
Yeah,
did. I was
yeah.
like, nice to see
Yeah.
you. It's been like literally almost a year.
So you came back. Then we did that group dance where we didn't have people have stuff on their face.
Blue Bloods. That was a good group dance.
Oh no, that was that the day you left? Blue Bloods.
No, I
No,
was
I'm
there
talking
for...
about. Didn't they cover
yes, with Hannah.
Hannah's
Yes,
face
in that
because she has no face?
sequins.
Yes,
Yes.
and that was the day you left.
Yes.
But did you leave before we did the group? Or
No. Remember, we took a 2-week break after that week, and it was during that 2-week break I decided not to come back.
when anybody leaves a reality show, whether you get thrown off, whether you quit, whether whatever, you have to go through. It's kind of like a psychiatrist kind of person that like talks to you after you leave a show.
Mm-hmm.
Even if you're on a competition show where somebody goes off each week, they have somebody talk to you to make sure that you're okay and blah, 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 and blah, blah, blah. And I know season 8, because there was another little girl that was only there for a week. And when they left, everything was fine. Everything was okay. It was all good.
Mm-hmm.
So when you left with your mom, did they make sure you were okay and everything was good?
Yeah. But the thing is remember during that 2-week break, that's when I went and I auditioned for Clara, and that's when I got it. So it was during that 2-week break, but then I just decided during that break that I was like, I don't think it's the environment for me. I was really upset because I think you were telling me, I'm sure you were just having to say this, but you were saying that I like regressed and stuff, and that made me really upset. I was like,
I'm sure you did. I mean, I'm sure you did in doing a TV show
yeah.
week after week after week after week, because I expected you to be like on it.
Mm-hmm.
And you know how like Lily couldn't pick up to save her life at the beginning,
Mm-hmm.
and then she slowly got better.
Because it's just over time. So
yeah,
it's like
over
when I
time
first-
you learn the game.
So I
play the
got
game.
really upset and just it was really like I had such a problem for such a long time of taking critiques like to heart. Like it was something wrong with me, like personally. Like you saying like my foot was like sickled or something.
Right.
I had a really hard time with that. Like in season 7, you were correcting me on something and I went and I just started crying, and it's in a very like it's people something like talk about a lot with me because I was like I feel so defeated and all this stuff, but it was just over like a simple correction. But it's just,
And I would think that you'd let it go in one ear and out the other and be like, ah, she's just mean today.
no, I took it to heart. I was like, oh, I'm crushed.
But now look at you now.
I don't take critiques to heart anymore. I'm like, okay, it's fine.
But I mean, look how successful you are.
It's sweet. Thank
You're
you.
16 years old. You have your own house. You pay your bills.
It's true.
Yes.
Yes.
You put a roof over your mother's head.
Well, she helps out.
No, I'm teasing. Sweet 16.
Mhm.
Well, I can't say sweet 16 and never been kissed.
Well,
Tell us his name.
it's Jensen.
Jensen.
Boyfriend.
That's not a fake made up name. It's his name, Jensen. And he's from Texas.
Yes.
And he lives here in Los Angeles?
Yes. He
And where
moved
is-
out here when he was 5
Oh,
for acting.
with his older sister.
Yes.
And she just got married.
Yeah, she did. The wedding
Yes.
was beautiful. I was like, oh, so cute.
And where does he live?
He lives in North Hollywood.
Okay.
So like here.
And where do you live?
It's like in between Glendale and Pasadena.
Oh, still
like-
out that way.
Yeah. It's like do you know where like Silver Lake kind of Highland
Yes,
Park
I
is?
know. I know your mom had said that you guys were living in a rent to own place before,
Mm-hmm.
and it was beautiful and big. And I'm like, where is this?
Well, that's still the same place, but we bought it now. Well, I bought it now.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So you same unit, or did you move units?
No, same place.
Oh, okay.
Same house, so it's not like an
Is
apartment.
it a house? It's a condo
but House.
by itself.
Yeah.
On the street.
Well, it's up in a hill, but it's by itself. Yeah.
Okay. Nice. All right. So you heard it here. Eliana, Sweet 16, been kissed. We've seen it all on Instagram, and her YouTube
comment.
video, and in
No
Bora
comment.
Bora and all these places. Okay, I'm not going to ask. Not my business. I'm not your mother. And now, driving. So 16th birthday. What did you get?
Bora Bora. That was well. I mean,
Your trip.
yeah. Well, I mean, it was like it was kind of a gift from like my dad as well too. Like he obviously like helped pay for it and stuff. Well, I am getting a car.
Okay, that's what I was going to ask you. So I did not get a car when I turned 16.
No.
And I'm going to tell all the viewers, I'm a little bitter about it still. Because my mom and dad played a trick on me.
Oh.
And they're not like trickster kind of people. It just happened. And they just thought it was funny. So the girl next door was dating this basketball player, this big college basketball player.
Okay.
That we later found out he went to prison later because he was taking payoffs from companies to throw the game so that they would win the money. Like they were betting on it.
Oh my God.
Yeah. But he had this beautiful red Corvette.
Oh.
And I didn't know this guy. Like I was never home Friday night or Saturday night to see him or meet. Like I didn't know about it. But my mom and dad went to a lot of parties in the neighborhood.
Yeah.
And so they knew about him and this and that. So my 16th birthday, my mother always came in with this little tray thing that turned around that you put a cake on.
Yeah.
Like a big giant cupcake.
Yeah.
And it turns and it plays happy birthday. Well, she would always bring it into my room. No cake or cupcake on it. She just played the music and sang happy birthday
She
to me.
didn't put anything cake
No,
on.
she just wanted it for the music part.
That's cute.
So anyways, she would come in, she'd wake me up, and she's like, come on out here, hurry up. I go out to our living room.
Yeah.
Big, beautiful window in the living room, the whole window. And in front of my house is a red Corvette.
Oh my God.
And I went and I was screaming. I was jumping up and down. I was crying. My dad comes out in his undershorts and he's like, what the hell's going on? What's going on? What's going on? And my mom's like, I showed her the birthday gift. And I was going insane. And we're all in the living room and they're like, I could tell their vibe was a little weird.
Yeah.
And looking back at it now.
Yeah.
But at the
You didn't know it
moment-
at the time. You were
in the
just too
moment, I
excited.
was crazy. And I'm like, the keys, I need the keys. I need to go out. Where are the keys? And the guy comes out of across the street house and runs down the steps and looks up at my mom and dad and goes, okay. Like, I'm going to go now. Gets in the car and drives away. I was devastated.
I'm sorry. I shouldn't laugh, but
I got an electric typewriter.
Whoa.
Oh, you
Now
just
that-
dated yourself a little, Miss
I
Abby.
never opened
That's
the box.
some gift.
I never opened the box. I never used it. I never typed on it. I hated it. I was so angry. And all these friends that I had who never got anything, like didn't go to Disney World every year and didn't
Yeah.
do this and didn't go here and didn't have a new Gucci purse every time the new print came out, they got cars. But I didn't.
But you didn't.
Because I
You
was
got
an
a
only child.
typewriter.
I was an only child. And my mom and dad, like Saturday night, you take the car. Friday night, you take the car. You're going to the studio with your mother in the car. Like, what? Why do we need a third car? There's only two of us or three of us that drive.
Oh.
You can have the car whenever you want it.
Oh, but that's still just, it's like,
But briefly, Abby, you did eventually get yourself a Corvette, right?
No.
What was the car? Oh, Cadillac.
you get a
Cadillac.
Porsche. You get a Porsche.
Porsche.
No, my first car was a Cadillac, and then I always had a Cadillac, and then I had an Escalade, white diamond, black, every 2 years. I had a new one because my dad always wanted me in a big, heavy car because I was driving all these kids around
Oh,
that weren't my children. I was driving everybody else's kids around. So he wanted a big, heavy car. And then I got a limited edition red Hummer, the big one.
Oh.
And they could fit 13 kids.
I could
fit
not
in it.
see you in a Hummer.
13 kids.
I
And-
just can't imagine you in a Hummer.
And you know how people know me now? They recognize me out in public.
I see a lot of TikToks of
Yes.
you, like people taking videos of you. I'm like, oh, there's Abby.
But
Like in the airport.
when I was in the Hummer,
yeah.
I would have little boys, little boys, not cute, hot young guys, but little boys, 4 or 5 years old. Hey, lady, where's your Hummer? Hey, lady, what happened to your Hummer? Because after 2 years and I traded it in, yeah. So that's it. That's
Oh.
then I moved to LA,
Got the Porsche.
turned 50, got the Porsche,
It's a nice car.
and then I ended up in a wheelchair. And now I drive a Dodge van. And I
Oh.
just leaving it on the dance floor. Hate it.
The whip's kind of fire. She got that
do.
limited edition Abby
Red.
Lee wheelchair. Is this
Red.
the same one you've had, or is this
Yeah,
like
115 grand. It's the same one.
what?
Yep. It's more than a Porsche.
What?
115,000.
What?
And JoJo's mother, Jesslyn, I had hot pink. I got hot pink, all the trim,
Yeah.
so I could switch it out, and it's nice and clean. And she said, give it to me. I'll rhinestone it. That was 4 years ago. She lost it.
Well, when the day comes where Jesselyn comes on the podcast, maybe you'll have to ask.
She better
bring
walk in this door with those hot pink things rhinestone. That's for sure.
Okay, Jesselyn, you heard it here. When you're
Jesselyn.
coming to be on the pod,
Everybody,
gotta bring Abby's.
go after Jesselyn Siwa on her Instagram and ask her where Abby Lee Miller's hubcaps are in hot
Oh
pink.
my gosh.
I don't even need them
I
stoned
know. I
anymore.
was just saying
give
you
'em
need
back.
like some sort of decoration, like some flair.
I was working on it. Yeah, it gets really dirty. Well, I have enjoyed our time together, sweetheart.
Me too.
And I hope-
We do a quick rapid fire, very fast.
Sure.
Very fast, I promise.
No, you're fine. You're fine.
What is your favorite solo that Abby choreographed?
Oh my gosh. Okay. Definitely not Charlie. No offense. I'm so sorry. I would have to say, do you remember Aria? Beautiful purple leotard.
Yes.
I actually won for once in
It
my
was
life.
Beautiful. That number is stunning.
That was,
Aria.
I will give myself, that was a little pat on the back. That was a pretty good solo.
It was beautiful.
It was just really sweet, like the music, because it was, kind of like gospel kind of
What was an aria?
like music, but it really reminded me of my grandma because she was a nun, and I will say that solo really means a lot to me
your
because
grandmother was a nun before she got married.
yes,
Like she left the convent.
I'm pretty sure,
Okay.
but that solo will always be special to me because I performed that solo when I was assisting Adrenaline Nationals, not Dance Awards, different one, and I performed that solo at the closing show, and that was the last dance she ever saw me perform
Oh,
before she passed. So
but they loved it. Your
she was so
grandmother loved
happy.
it.
So
Yes.
it was just like her solo. I dedicated it to her, and I mean, I wouldn't want her to see any other dance as the last one than that one.
Oh,
So
that's good. I love to hear that.
so
The
yeah.
music was gorgeous too.
Yes.
Like it was very beautiful.
That was
Mhm.
probably We Three Kings.
That's how
shout
you
out.
know I liked that solo is because I did it at an actual
That's right,
Yeah,
yes.
not just off the show.
All right, what else do we have, Michael?
And then last question from Michelle Craig. She says, my 11-year-old daughter and I are huge fans of the show and of course of yours. My question for you is, what advice would you give to anyone who struggles with nerves and self-doubt to help them, quote, get out of their own head? I think this is a really good question to end the show on.
Most definitely. I always would get so nervous before performing. And sometimes I would let it get to my head. So I had to think of kind of ways to get out of that. And it was difficult at times, I will say. It's not an easy thing to get rid of, just put it out of your head. It really, it's tough. But something I would just have to remember is, I would always tell myself, I actually said this on the show, but it's true, is when you have butterflies in your stomach, you're not nervous, you just are excited because you know that you're gonna do well, and just not worrying about if you're gonna do good or not, if you're gonna hit your steps or whatnot, just really having fun and enjoying it. And I know that's very a lot of people say that, but I think it's so important, honestly.
Well, I think some people just love to perform
Mm-hmm.
and others don't. And everybody gets nervous,
Yeah,
whether you love it or you don't.
That's true.
This 11-year-old needs to figure out if she loves to dance. And if she loves to dance, then I suggest her backstage etiquette and what she does backstage before she goes on needs changed. She needs to have headphones on or
True.
earbuds in.
not watch the other dancers.
She needs to turn around and not watch the other dancers.
That was something you always taught. Don't watch the other kids.
And it can't be this huggy, kissy, friend thing backstage, because
Get in your
that's
own
getting her
zone.
nervous too, because of her little friends that she's friends with competing against her. So none of that. Focus, turn your head away, listen to your own music, and go out there and do what you were taught to do. Just do it. Think of it almost as a job. You committed to this, you have to do it, go do it. If you would love it and enjoy it, then it's going to be easy.
Amazing.
Well said.
Eliana, thank you so much for coming. And like we were
course.
saying before, you're going to come back again soon.
We
I
have to
hope.
react to
And
the
you guys-
episode.
We have to do the episode. We
Yeah.
have to react to the episode. Thank you all for watching, for listening, for being a part of my podcast. We left a lot on the dance floor. We have a lot more people we could talk about. And join us next time for Leave It on the Dance Floor.
My world is with my girls.
ALDC Elites, thank you so very much for listening. Be sure to subscribe and give Leave It on the Dance Floor a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts. If you want to watch each week and see exclusive behind-the-scenes content like my never seen before pictures and videos from the competitions, some even taken from the wings, classes at the ALDC studio in Pittsburgh, or even our iconic dance concerts, head over to Patreon or become a member on YouTube Premium, linked in the show notes each week. See you on the flip side.